Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. You might be asking, why in the world are you using this tiny microphone? The problem with this is I hooked it onto my shirt and it kept on making noise because it would hit against my neck. Long neck problems, I guess. So I will just be using this like this today. I hope you guys do not mind. So let's talk about something really important. Even though I have an exam on Wednesday and Friday, I thought it was important to talk about Tesla stock. As you guys may know from watching my previous videos, Tesla has been a major part of my portfolio, given up how much I really like the company and Elon Musk and him, like his intellect, but how smart the guy is. So I'm very bullish on the company and I really love the stock. But today was just out of hand, man. Like that's not cool. So let me talk about what exactly happened. Last Wednesday was Tesla's investor day. This unfortunately happened right after the market had closed. And the problem with that is Elon Musk had then talked about other things that he was going to do. But unfortunately, people took his word as a pinch of salt because he actually did not end up fulfilling his Cybertruck or the Roadster promises that he made, since both of these cars have not been come out and God knows when they're gonna come out. Because hundreds or even thousands of people or tens of thousands are waiting for the Cybertruck and no one's got theirs because they put these deposits down and no one has got their Cybertruck or their Roadster. Like, where are my cars, man? Seriously? So that was a reaction of a lot of investors. And they're like, man, this guy is, you know, not fulfilling his promises. And a lot of viewers claim to be that Elon Musk was very vague. And the unfortunate part about being vague is that causes uncertainty, and uncertainty causes uncertainty in the stock price. And almost always, uncertainty causes the stock price to go down. So today is a really extremely weird case because I want to show you guys Tesla stock right now. Tesla stock is at $193.81. And I was like, oh my God. Because it opened up at around $198, upper 198. And then following it, it went to 193. Well, the news says otherwise because the Tesla has reduced their cost of each and every car. So earlier they reduced their Model 3 and Model Y, but now they've also reduced their Model S and Model X. And if you guys do not know, the Model 3 is the base sedan. It's the cheapest sedan you can buy. The Model Y is the base SUV you can buy. And the Model X is a top SUV you can buy. And the Model S is the flagship sedan. Something interesting is that the Model X is the fastest SUV and weighs over 6,000 pounds, meaning that it can be deducted as a tax section 179, and you can depreciate the whole thing by 100% in your first year. So, if you're looking at buying an SUV, Tesla is not a bad for your LLC. Haha, you see how that rhymed? Anyway, let's talk about the numbers. As you guys can see here, the Tesla Model S now starts at $89,900, while the Model X starts at $99,900, making reductions of 5 and 9% respectively. This is actually very true, and the math actually reacts to it because originally the Model S started at $94,000, and the Model X started at $109,000 as a base price. That is competing with a Mercedes S Class as a base price. That is insane. But even though he reduced the prices, it doesn't stop the people from selling his shares. I don't know why. It was a very interesting thing because I would feel that if he reduced his prices on these two cars, the stock price would go up because people would assume more deliveries. But that is just not the case. So I don't know what is going on, but I have a theory. This theory might make Tesla extremely bullish for 2023. So let's hit the drawing board so I can make sense of what's going on and what exactly is going to happen. So I'll meet you at the drawing board. Let's go, and I'll meet you there in 3, 2, 1. Wow, guys, that was ridiculous. I mean, like, that wind blow that I just blew was ridiculous. Let's go talk about numbers, because you know what? Without numbers, there's no money making. So let's talk straight about numbers. So let's talk right about Q4 of 2022. Just to put in perspective, let's get some numbers down. The Model S, which is the flagship sedan, was originally 94 grand, which is now, as I mentioned, 90 or 89.9K. And then the Y, which is the flagship SUV, is now from 109 to 99.9K. That's a very good price drop, right? 5% and 9% respectively, as mentioned in the article. So let's talk right about numbers. In Q4, the Tesla Model S and X combined produced 20,000 cars, while the Model 3 and Y multiplied almost 20 times that and produced 419,000 cars. That's a lot of cars, to put in perspective, which brings Tesla's total production to 439,000 cars. And if you see right here, they delivered close to 20,000 cars. Out of the 20,000 produced, they delivered close to 20,000, about 17,000 cars. And out of 419,000 cars made for Model 3 and Y, 388,000 were delivered. And out of the total almost 440,000 cars, 405 were delivered. That's a very good delivery rate. If you think about it, that's amazing delivery rate, guys. Do you see that? Hats off to Musk. But let's talk about this number. So there's 4 quarters in a year, right? So 405,000 multiplied by 4, which is equal to 1.6, around 1.6 million cars should have been produced in 2022, or delivered, I should say, because we're looking at the delivery number. Well, if you use the total, only 1.3 million were delivered. That means that Q4 had the best performance, or above average performance, if you average out the rest of the 3 quarters. So let's talk about the whole year. In the whole year, the Model S and X delivered 66,000 out of the 71,000 produced. Pretty good delivery rate. That's about only 5,000, less than 5,000 cars that are not delivered in Model S and X, which is understandable, since if someone comes to the showroom, they want to see the Model S or X before buying such an expensive car. And the Model 3 and Y, 1.2 million, 1.298 million, so almost 1.3 million were sold or produced. And then 1.247 million were delivered. That's a great number, actually speaking. Really good number. So if you guys can see, almost all of the cars, like close to 90% of the cars, were the Model 3 and Y. So around 10%, or slightly less than 10%, was the Model S and X. That is bad, because these are the flagship models that are the most expensive, right? Which is kind of assumable, because it's so expensive. Like, if someone's buying a Tesla for $109,000, He has so many other good cars like the Mercedes S-Class and other great like the Audi, the BMW, other extremely great cars. So now that Musk has reduced the price, he's trying to get this number a little bit up and this number a little bit up, which he might reach more than 1.6 million cars, which would be amazing. So this would increase the deliveries, which would ramp up production, which would make the company more valuable, which would increase revenue and increase the P/E ratio, making it a higher share price. Because of all these factors, they're going to beat their EPS a lot if he's able to successfully hit these, which it is very possible. It is very enticing to go now and look at a Tesla because of these reductions, because sometimes at 9,000 runs you a long way in gas, gas, $9,000 can run you a long way in gas. So if I'm buying a $100,000 S-Class compared to a $109,000 Tesla, $9,000 gets me a long way in gas. So because of all of these, I expect to see Tesla be bullish. But there are some things that could make it go bearish, including Ukraine, Russia war, which I don't know if it's going to happen because they've been doing it for so long, but you always have to keep your possibilities open. And then maybe the interest rates rising, because every time Jerome Powell increases interest rates, stocks go down. So that could be a problem. The self-driving failures and Elon Musk tweeting, because sometimes his Twitter thumbs, as people refer to as, get him in trouble and get me in trouble too, because my Tesla stock price goes down and I get a margin call. And that's one of the worst feelings ever. So a lot of things can go wrong in Tesla, but there's a lot of things that can go right. Since Tesla is the lead electric manufacturer and probably will be the biggest car manufacturer, and they've already taken over LA. So I don't see what's stopping them from reaching the sky. They might become the most valued company. You never know. It's always possible. So guys, thank you for listening to my numbers. Let's talk about more important things about Tesla and what could affect them in the coming years, including production and introduction to third world countries and the EV market. So I'll meet you there. Let's go. Guys, thank you for sticking up so much. Now that we're back from the drawing board, let me talk about just a few keynotes that will make Tesla a huge bull in the long run. So Tesla just released that they have got the green lights on the factory in Mexico, which means that they're very close to starting to make cars in Mexico and transporting them to Mexico and mass producing them to be inside Mexico and have their own Mexican database with superchargers and Teslas running around like their Hondas in Mexico. So that's a great thing. That'll amp up production and delivery numbers by at least 10%. But Musk is also starting off new alliances, such as in India, which has a population of 1.3 billion people. The good thing about that is that if he makes an affordable car for the Indian economy, I'm saying $9,000, $10,000, oh my God, Tesla stock will go through the roof, making Tesla one of the biggest or the biggest automobile manufacturer in the world, or even becoming the biggest company in the world, surpassing Apple or Saudi Aramco, which are right now always in feud about who's the bigger company. But the extremely good part about Tesla is that eventually everyone's have to go to electric because global warming and carbon emissions are going so high that the problem is everyone is having to move to electric because now the world is electric. You know, you have your electric stoves, you have your electric fireplaces. Electricity is taking over the world. Electric motorcycles now too. So to reduce carbon emissions, eventually everyone will have to go to electric cars, and the government will have to mandate this because if they don't mandate it, the global warming and melting of the glaciers will cause a huge problem. So that's why I see Tesla having a lightning year start in front of GM, Mercedes Benz, Nissan, Audi, BMW, and all other people who are trying to make electric cars because they are just the technology they have. They'll be renting out their self driving technology, or people will be trying to use it to implement it in other vehicles, such as the Mercedes Benz, Hyundai, Toyota. All these cars will have to eventually reach to full self driving and fully electric. And Tesla is already there, meaning that Tesla stock price is going to go massively up. But as always, I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. This is only for entertainment purposes. So if you are choosing to listen to my advice, make sure to do your own due diligence before trading or buying any security. Because if you're not confident, you'll never be confident in that share. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have an excellent day. I hope to bring out more content to you guys. I love you guys all. Have a great day. And remember, always safe trading. I love you all. And please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to show your support and your commitment to safe trading. Thank you.